It's more than just your output, more than a bike. When you hear your shout out, you know it's all right. Put on your magic pants and let's go. We're cruising into the power zone. Clip in, set yourself free. Come on and take a ride with me. Know what you need to know and what's it all about. Everything you need, it's on the Clip Out.
Welcome to the Clip Out Podcast, episode 424. This is Crystal O'Keefe.
And this is Tom O'Keefe. Hello.
Hi.
So I guess we should say this week we have to, we will drop in the earnings call segment. Those are always
Yeah, so we're recording this part on Wednesday. We'll record the other part on Thursday. So it'll sound a little different, weird, whatever. Not sure how it'll sound.
Also, if there, there might be some massive breaking news story that then we make no reference to in the rest of the episode because it's recorded prior to that. So if you're like, why aren't they talking about the new CEO? Why aren't they talking about the fact that Peloton is about to be acquired by Echelon?
Shut your whore mouth.
So that's why.
Yeah, that is why.
There will be a time disconnect.
There will.
Yeah. So besides the earnings call, which has not occurred yet, what, pray tell, do you have in store for people this weekend?
We are going to talk about the shakeout run that will be happening. That's a Peloton event for the Sydney Marathon. There's also an August meditation challenge. It's a little different than what they usually do. We are also going to be talking about in the news for instructors. Matty Maggiacomo is going to be having a surgery. We're going to talk about that. Who was on the Goop podcast? What's going on with Kristin McGee? We also have news about the latest artist series. We have a discussion about the content that is dropping this week. We've got the TCO top 5, what's dropped this week at Peloton, the newest strength program, and there's a bunch of new things that are coming up, as well as, of course, we will have birthdays too.
Okay. Oh, yes.
We are in August.
The instructors are being birthed again.
Yes, they are.
Yes. So before we get to all that shameless plugs, don't forget we're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn, wherever you find a podcast, you can find us. While you're there, be sure and follow us so you never miss an episode. Maybe leave us a review. If you cannot get enough of us, don't worry, there's more of us.
More. It's always more.
Yeah. Over on Patreon, patreon.com/theclipout. What you get at the Patreon, one, our undying love and gratitude for supporting the show financially. That's nice. And it's not a lot of money. It's $5 a month. Although we'll probably, if they raise the membership, we'll probably lose all the Patreon members. People will just like, oh, let's cancel Patreon, and then I guess it's a zero-sum game. Like, I guess I'm good. So
thanks a lot, Peloton.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So, so if you want to offset those people, that would be appreciated. But so over at patreon.com/theclipout, you get ad-free episodes. So this episode will no longer have advertisements in it for you. You also get bonus content every week. We record a little side episode of just stories we didn't have time to get to in the main episode. It's 20, 30. They've been closer to 30 minutes for a while.
It's been 30 for quite a while.
We've been chatty.
We're very chatty.
Last week we relegated everyone, we regaled everyone. Maybe relegated is appropriate.
Might be.
With our purchase of a new toilet. That was... We also talked about Peloton stuff, but the drama that went into the purchase of a new toilet.
Hey, it was a thing.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Learned a lot.
Yes. But we also talk about Peloton stuff. This week on the episode, we are going to talk about an instructor has a health update.
Oh.
We have an instructor looking for a new assistant. And we're going to talk about one-legged hopping and its surprising benefits.
It is surprising, and it's one of the things I hate the most. So of course it's good for you.
It irritates me that they call it one-leg hopping.
Why?
Well, because that's just hopping.
No, hopping can be on 2 feet.
That's jumping.
Oh boy.
Jumping.
There are bunnies that hop on 2 feet.
Well, they hop on 4 feet.
Well, okay, but more than one. So I'm just saying.
Talking about people. When people, the YouTube people are getting a treat. That's a real sour face I'm getting. Normally when I get a sour face on the show, I get like the fake sour face just for show. That was a real one. And then I do this and it goes away. It's the secret to the relationship. That's why we're still married and I'm still alive. But no, like 2 legs off the ground, you've jumped. How is that not hopping?
It's still hopping because jumping is like a jump that you're trying to jump towards something, or you're trying to reach a certain height. Yeah, but
you're not going towards anything.
It's hopping over a rope, so you're hopping. It's hop rope.
No,
I'm renaming it. It's happening.
Moving the goalposts.
I
starting to question who you vote for.
That's what everybody else does. I'll just change the rules.
So anyway, one-legged hopping as opposed to the other kind that doesn't exist has surprising benefits. Besides the argument, it will
we moved it over here. This became the bonus.
I know, right? So that will be over on the Patreon. You also you get early episodes, so earlier than ever.
Yeah.
Now that we're edited them in house,
that's true.
You're getting them early, normally like Thursday morning.
Yeah.
So not in time for your commute necessarily, but definitely in time for your drive home.
This one will be a Thursday later in the day because we've got the earnings call.
Very good point.
Let's set the expectations.
Let's manage under promise, over deliver. So also. While we're shamelessly plugging, don't forget we have we're over on the socials, facebook.com/theclipout. You can like the page and join the group over there. Find us on YouTube, youtube.com/theclipout, where you can watch all of these. If you happen to be doing that at the moment, maybe subscribe there too. That's good for the algorithm that we all bow to.
Following is a really big thing too. Following the any of the podcast platforms, following on those.
For sure. So anyway, there's all that. Let's dig in, shall we?
We shall.
Peloton in the news.
So the earnings call, we just got done listening, and I have all of my copious notes pulled up in front of me.
You're a liar.
But since you're Clip Out Crystal, I'll let you begin.
Okay.
With your thoughts.
All right.
The overall take seems to be, we've outperformed in all of our metrics. Our numbers are up. Let's celebrate by firing people.
Yeah. Well, okay. So in all seriousness, yes, the good news is that they did outperform, right? There are lots and lots of metrics, but I think, I feel like the big takeaway is this like really quiet, also we're saving $100 million in run rate, which is great. We expect to see that over the next year.
And what does run rate mean?
It means if you take all the revenue and you also take all of the cost of goods sold and you take all of everything, we're reducing our costs. I mean, basically, we're reducing our costs by $100 million. Well, 50% of that is being recognized today. How is that? Well, because they're also doing a massive restructuring. Well, they've already done massive restructurings.
Right.
So my question is, where are they coming from? And it's got to be from all over. A couple of things that really stood out to me about this is I don't know if it's I think a bunch of people are losing their jobs today, but I also think that people that have been hired recently are having less stock being part of their earnings plan.
Okay.
They said that over the last couple of years, they've reduced their stock compensation by 77%, their stock-based compensation. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And they expect to reduce it further.
I will also say when your stock is hovering around $6, I don't know. I'll take cash on the barrelhead, thanks.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it also, if you think about the people who have been around for a long time,
Sure.
right? And so that's a really big piece of it. And then I think that the other really big takeaway is they've been talking about these big product innovations that they have, but today is the first day that they were like, they're coming soon. They said the products would be announced before the next earnings call. So we know soon in this case means within the next 3 months. They're probably trying to distance a little bit from today's call.
Right.
And then they'll do it. I find it fascinating that they are now focused on health span, which is what Whoop has been using. That is their new buzzword.
Yeah.
And I do agree, and we've talked about this before on the show. People are living longer, but they're living long sicker.
Right.
So Peloton feels that they are going to be the best solution for people to reduce the sick part of their health span.
Yeah.
And so they want to become the most trusted wellness partner. They're going to do that with number one, cardio, like they always have, but also strength, sleep, stress management, nutrition, and fascinatingly, hydration. What the hell does that mean? You guys are coming out with a hydration product?
Yeah, like their own version of athletic greens or something?
I don't know, because all of the instructors are heavily tied up in all of those, so I don't know how that could be.
Well, but all of the instructors also have brand deals with Adidas, Nike, what have you, but they still have Peloton apparel.
No, absolutely they do. Also, I don't understand how you could possibly expand cardio further than what you already have. And I can't really picture what expanding strength looks like unless the obvious one, the Strength app, right? The Strength Plus app, maybe that's getting ready to be rolled out in all the markets that people have been really upset it's not rolled out, and primarily Android. And then, of course, all the other countries that don't have it. So those are the biggest things, but they also talked about behavior change and how they're going to continue to expand mental well-being. And they said specifically they have something very cool coming out that is a combination of AI coaching and something else. And I don't remember what it was, but I'm just really kind of a little bit confused by that. Like, I don't know, because they purposely were being vague because they don't want to announce it today.
Right.
Which I get, but I'm just having trouble understanding that. They also said that part of this restructuring is going to be moving employees to other facilities. So I wonder what that means. Fascinatingly, executives have never been assigned to overhead. Like, so if you have different executives in different buildings, they haven't been part of that overhead, and they're doing that, which will also restructure what their balance sheet looks like. That's fascinating to me too, because most companies that have multiple locations have a portion of that leadership salary tied up in the overhead, because you need a person who's running that building, who's ultimately responsible for that.
And that's an expense. You got to accrue it somewhere.
Yeah. Exactly. So I thought that was fascinating. They also talked briefly about the tariffs. And they said that right now, they are not being affected too much. Like, they have some stuff that's coming in from Taiwan, some stuff that's coming in from China, both in Precore and on Peloton, but they have no current country-specific tariffs. However, they believe that the tablets that they have that come in from Thailand will be country-specific, and they think that's going to take place soon. And they also said that they are subject to the aluminum tariffs that have a 50% tariff on them. So that is interesting. They talked about the retail stores. So they closed 24 retail stores this year. They have opened 2 micro stores, and they expect to open another 8. They are very happy with how micro stores are going. So that is going to be growth, which also coincides with a message that I got anonymously from a listener and transparently a past employee that was very interested in the fact that if you look at the help wanted for Peloton, they are hiring for managers of stores, which is interesting.
Yeah, since everything is about their closing stores. Yeah.
So
are these mini stores, are those designed to be long to medium term, or are they just pop-ups? Do we know?
Well, I think they are long to medium term. I think that's the hope. But they specifically said they were going to be up in time for the holidays. So I think my guess is, and this is just a guess, surmising, they're hoping that it's going to turn into a long-term thing. It's going to be a profitable situation,
Right.
and it will make sense to keep them. But since it's micro, it's going to be a lot easier to shut down after the holidays if it's not.
Right.
That's just me reading between the lines.
Okay, so they're trying to have their cake and
Yeah. Which is smart. It's
For sure.
smart. You
Yeah,
don't. Yeah. You should be able to be flexible in this completely crazy
chaotic
world that
Yeah.
is happening right now. Like, flexibility is going to be super important. Being nimble is very important.
So we thought that we might hear a price increase today. We did not, but they certainly seem to be laying the groundwork for it.
Absolutely, they did. First of all, I asked the question in an email, and the response was no announcement.
No pricing announcement.
No pricing announcement. And then the other thing, so that led me to believe no pricing announcement. I heard in parentheses in my head today.
Right.
And then the other thing that makes me think we're going to see it soon is that they talked about this restructuring. They talked about how they reserve the right to continue to look at the cost of what their hardware is selling for and subscriptions. So
Right.
they very much have a plan to put in place.
Well, and I can't help but think there's two things driving that. The first is tariffs.
Absolutely.
And you never know what the tariffs are going to be.
Because it depends on the day.
Right,
and
the hour.
Yeah.
And so like there's no way to really plan for it. So if all of a sudden they get hit with this crazy tariff, that they're going to have to respond to that to offset it. That's just the way money works. But additionally to that, if they're talking about these new product innovations, I also think maybe it's tied to that. Like, oh, here's this really cool new thing, and also
we're going to raise the rate.
It's now $5 more.
Because now you're getting this new thing.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. I think that makes a lot of sense, and it explains why they're not talking about it today. It also really indicates that we're going to be seeing the new products come out much sooner than 3 months from now. We're going to be seeing that price increase hit
Right.
around the same time. I think this is all going to be happening real soon.
And I think also if you want to increase your pricing, you need to do it before the holiday influx, because the last thing you want to do is get a bunch of people on board at the holidays and then jack up the price right
That is
after.
true.
That's really going to leave a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth.
That's fair.
And they're new enough that it's easy for them to just be like,
Ew.
good. You know, like if
Well,
you
and if you're new, you haven't even gotten a chance to experience everything to even understand, like, oh, how great the system is.
Right.
Like, so many people are like, oh, I don't care if it goes up $5. That's because
they love it.
Yeah.
If you haven't fallen in love with it yet and it goes up $5 and you've been there for 10 minutes, you're going to be like, oh, well, this is probably going to happen over and over
Yep.
again. And next thing you know, it'll be $100 and you've talked yourself out of using the platform.
Yep. And I also thought it was worth noting that they talked about how they are going to gamify bringing on board new clients and members, kind of like making it an exciting purchase, and then like you kind of walk yourself through the process. It reminded me of what Tonal does.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like just the how Tonal has you calibrate to see what weights you should be lifting at and all that. Like I wonder if they're going to have you take a test ride and be like, okay, well maybe you should be doing Power Zone, or maybe you should be over here in this. Yeah.
And they also talked about how they're going to reward their most loyal members. And I'm like, most loyal how?
Right.
Are you talking the number of bullshit classes that's on one account because 10 people share it?
Right.
Or are you talking about those of us who've been around since the beginning
Yeah.
and have given countless hours of our time for free?
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, because there's been a lot of OGs that have felt very
Slighted.
very slighted.
Yeah,
and,
forgotten.
And they have built this community, so they have every right to feel slighted.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I don't know what that means, but I'm curious about it. They also talked about the loans. They're not going to pay them early. That's really the big thing. I get a little bored when I start hearing this. Like it's my brain just kind of shuts down. It's a little too boring. But the big thing that comes from that is they've got different loans of different terms coming due at different times. And it doesn't make sense to pay them back sooner rather than later, but they also think that that's okay because they've made their balance sheet so much better. They've deleveraged their balance sheet, so they think they're going to still be able to get really favorable terms when it comes time to re-up these loans. That was the basic that I heard.
Well, that seems like a dicey gamble. And
in this world right now where everything is like, I do think that, you know, what's different between the average person at home and business is that our current government is so much about billionaires getting the win that I think that's going to be okay for them.
Yeah, that's probably
it's
fair.
more about screwing over the little people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you got a problem with that, sorry.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
That's literally the tagline.
And this was an interesting thing. They mentioned there were just some weird word salad happening today.
There was.
But I did hear Peter Stern mention the term I've never heard before, functional nutrition. I was like, what is that? Excuse me, Mr. Stern. I would like to know exactly what that is.
I guess it's eating like purposefully so you can
well, he did say using it as a tool. He did say that, and he was talking about how younger people are really focused on well-being in general, and that they are
not the younger people in this house.
You got that right. And that they are more focused on using things like food as a tool, like it is fueling my body, not like what tastes good. Okay, I'll give you that. That makes sense. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I don't know. It was a lot. It was really good financially. The price of the stock went way up instantaneously.
Right.
Everybody's really happy about that. But to me, the layoffs are just really concerning and really being glossed over. And I'm just like, okay, but I would like more information about that. And I did email and ask for an update. I did not get that. But I will say this. Peloton, for the first time in a really long time, emailed us to tell us about the quarterly results. So one, I think that speaks to the chaos at the organizational level has started to settle.
Yeah.
And two, I think that they feel good enough about their plan to be like, this is what we're doing.
Right.
And they had a very strategy focused letter that they sent out today. A lot of times it's just like, here's how we did. It's so interesting to see how CEO to CEO, how they change. Like John Foley was like, we love our people. We love our product. Everything's wonderful. And then Barry was like, fuck the people. And we're going to become the biggest subscriber in the world. And he was so focused on that. And now you've got Peter Stern coming in. And Peter Stern, by the way, has completely changed the focus. That was very in the weeds, but it was just a very small little line. But it's a very important point. We are no longer focused on subs and how many people are subscribing. Now we're back to focusing on what the overall revenue is, which in my opinion is a much more obvious lever. Like that's what you need to be focused on, not just subscribers. Because if you have a bunch of subscribers and they all pay $1 each, then I don't know that that's really what are like the revenue still counts more. On the flip side, if you're spending and spending and spending and you're not keeping control of that revenue is obviously no good. So it depends on what else you're looking at. But they seem to have their spending a little more under control than what I would like it to be, just because there's mistakes happening daily on classes that get posted. And I'm just like, if you're cutting more people, that means more quality going down. That concerns me because that starts to look janky after a while. Yeah,
they've done so much cutting. It's hard to imagine where is left.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I hope that's not the case, but it just concerns me on a personal level of what that's going to look like for everybody. Because if it gets too loosey-goosey and things are messy, it really puts it stops being this like classy, beautiful thing, and it starts being this like messy thing that nobody has any real faith in. So you have to balance those two.
Absolutely. But I feel like for the average person, I think the big takeaway is brace yourself for a price hike. Yeah.
Price hike, products coming.
Yeah.
That might make that price hike very manageable.
Right.
And then I don't know why, but to me, the layoffs are the big thing.
Yeah.
To me, I care about the people.
Well, yeah. Well, we all know I don't care about people.
I know.
But for real, I just meant from the standpoint of for the end user and their day-to-day experience,
Very true.
unless an instructor gets let go, it doesn't really affect their interaction with the product.
Listen, they didn't say whether instructors were being let go or not.
Yeah.
They didn't say. And I don't think that is happening. I have no reason to think that at all.
I feel like they might have a situation where an instructor chooses to leave and then they just don't bother to replace them. But I feel like letting an instructor or instructors go is the last thing they want to do because of the perception. Like,
I agree.
If they start we have layoffs and we got rid of these 3 instructors, that's just, I think, going to scream desperation, where when they're getting rid of people who aren't the face of the company, that people don't really recognize that that's occurring in the same way. And that's unfortunate if you're working for the company and you're not an instructor. I'm not trying to trivialize that, but I just think from a strategy standpoint, if they decide we got to get rid of 10% of the instructors, I think that's going to scream fire sale and desperation.
No, that's true.
And potentially cause a death spiral.
Yeah, and there is nothing to make me think that. I could do some conspiracy theory, come up with some reasons, but there's nothing on paper that makes me think that. I don't know. I think I just feel a little thrown off course because when I got this email, it was very positive. It's a very positive email.
And they always put positive spins on it, but the positiveness was very real and quantifiable in terms of we've exceeded our metrics and our projections and our guidance, and then but we're still letting people go.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah. It's for me, Peloton is not someplace I work. For me, Peloton is a place I have personally invested in my heart.
Yeah.
These people mean something to me. This company means something to me. And I want it to do well, not just in the short term, but in the long term. And I understand sometimes you have to make cuts to make that happen. But when Barry was still here, that was the last round of cuts.
Right.
And there's been at least 3 cuts since then.
Since the last round.
Yeah. And so that's also it's hard on my heart.
Yeah.
And it's hard to see a company that I knew so many people and faces and felt very connected to change so much in such a short time period.
For sure.
So we will keep you updated. As soon as these products dropped, you're going to hear about it.
Absolutely.
And I guess we'll get you back to the regular transition amount, Tom. It's your job.
Moving right along. That is. Peloton has added a shakeout run for the Sydney Marathon.
Yeah, so this is the first time that the Sydney Marathon will be a world major. It is officially a world major this year. And Jeffrey McEachern and Susie Chan will be leading the way for having a pre-marathon 5K shakeout run. And there's going to be some special guests. They don't say who the special guests are, so no idea if that means other instructors or if that means, famous runners, because there's lots of them.
True.
So we shall see. There will also be a post-run dip optional, so because the ocean's there.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought they like chewing tobacco. Okay.
That's gross. To me.
The shakeout run brought to you by Skoal.
Gross. And then they're going to have some coffee and snacks at Glory Days in... Oh, man, how do they say this? It's not Bondi. Is it Bondi? Is it Bondi?
Yeah, I think it's Bondi.
I say it wrong.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be, of course, a meet and greet with Susie and Jeffrey, which is super exciting.
It's Jeff Rye.
It's not like
in Australia, it's Jeff Rye.
It's not like you get to, run across a Peloton instructor every day in Australia,
Yeah.
in the outback.
It's Australia.
So I'm just ignoring you.
I'm used to it.
So the shakeout run will be Saturday, August 30th. I can't believe we're coming up on all the fall marathons again. This is we're about to start talking about all the marathons again, and I'm not part of it. And I have very mixed emotions about it.
I'm glad.
I know you are. There's only one emotion for you. One emotion. I'm
like a
very
golden
clear.
retriever. I just have the one emotion. I'm just looking forward to getting the hoodies back out.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. Also,
I am adorable in a hoodie.
If people are wondering, this event is completely free. You don't have to pay anything for this event. So that's nice, too.
That is nice.
Yeah.
I guess in Australia, they're still trying to crack that market in a way they don't need to in America.
That's true.
Yeah.
Also, it looks like where the event is, it didn't require to have like a bunch of necessarily like as much stuff saved. Like when we did the shakeout run in New York, they had to use the same place where they did like a lot of other events, but it was all by Peloton, and it was basically at the park. I'm sure that costs money to rent all those facilities.
One would think.
I would.
You don't just get free access to Central Park.
Right.
Yeah. Peloton has an August meditation challenge for people.
Yes, and the tipsters say, AKA the studio is closed.
Meditate on why you can't come here. Meditate on that.
Well, there's just like the yoga studio is closed, the meditation studio is closed, so it's a lot of that. But because it's August 8th through 25th, and that's a lot. No yoga, no meditation, no bar, no Pilates, any of that time frame. No, nothing new. So in the meantime, go ahead and do some meditation, and you're going to get a brand new badge. You're going to get different goals, of course, just like usual. So you can have however many classes that you take, you get different badges for that. So that's fun. I won't be taking it. I do all my meditating over on Headspace. You look at me funny. So.
No, I was just, why is that?
Well, because I feel like I love the Peloton meditations, but I don't feel like they calm my anxiety. I feel like they're great for going to sleep, but I really appreciate the way that the Headspace one makes me like turn off all distractions and like really focus inwardly. And I feel like because there's music, and on the Peloton ones, my brain doesn't shut off in the same way. Like it's more of a relaxation than it is a meditation for me. I'm not knocking what it is. But I know that you could just click just meditate, but it's like one more step I have to do. And I have no problem adding that to my strength routine. But for some reason, it's a huge annoyance when I have to do it before I meditate. Don't know why.
Okay.
So
just curious.
Yeah, I'm weird. That's what it boils down to.
We're all weird.
Yeah. It's like little things that bother you or don't bother you. And I find that very interesting, but I have developed a little routine, and I just, at the moment, my brain can't handle adding anything else to my routine.
Okay.
You're like, alrighty.
No, I was just curious as to why when it's there, like why you go somewhere else for it.
Yeah.
So no. So that's fascinating information. Speaking of fascinating information, we have some coming up right now. They're called ads. But after that, we'll talk about instructors in the news, who's out for knee surgery, who was on the Goop podcast. That's all coming up after this fascinating information.
Instructors in the news.
Matty Maggiacomo will be out for knee surgery. So is this timed to his kind of predetermined 12-week thing they make him do?
Well, it seems like, first of all, a lot of instructors are out for that time frame this summer. So I think that's kind of already built in.
It does seem like New York City just shuts down in August.
It does. And I think especially at Peloton this year, because the instructors that are on the schedule are in London.
Right.
And that's kind of it.
Yeah.
There's a few, but it's not many that are in. And it's so funny because literally daily on the OPP, why am I not seeing classes from so-and-so? And it's like, where have you been?
I like to just go in and be like, oh, because they got fired. I just, on all those things, I'm like, oh, didn't you know that?
Oh, there are people that
got
do that.
fired.
Don't worry. Don't worry. There are people that do that on every post. It's okay, Tom. They got you covered. So
they were deported.
Matty is saying, though, that he is going to expect that it's going to take about 4 weeks. He said it's minor knee surgery, and that he expects to be back on the live schedule on September 12th. And he also announced in this post that he is ending his book club. He is sunsetting Matty's book club because he is about to start a TBA project that he's very excited about and hopes that we will be as well.
Okay. And of course, September 12th is a super important date. Why? Because it's when the Monkees debuted on NBC.
Right.
September 12th, 1966.
I just knew how much you would enjoy saying it, so I left it to you.
That was so kind of you.
I know. I was like, it's not your birthday, so back the fuck off.
Oh, if only my birthday coincided with the premiere of The Monkees on NBC.
It's close.
It's
very
close.
close.
It
I
is
think
close.
12 days is pretty close.
Not the same as the same day, though.
I know.
My birthday does coincide with my parents' wedding anniversary. Not the first one, though.
I was like,
Not that I can say anything. I had a kid out of wedlock.
I mean,
So.
it was a little different in the 1970.
That is true. That is true. Cody Rigsby was on the Goop podcast. First off, I always feel dumb saying the name of that podcast.
Well, because it is dumb.
And I feel like I would feel even dumber if I listened to it. There are probably people that listen to it, that listen to us, that love it. It's a very popular podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
But like that whole touchy-feely new age, like
Gwyneth Paltrow is a joke. I mean,
here's a candle that smells like
but
feathers.
hey, it's become her brand, and
Yeah.
she has made lots with it.
Gazillions of dollars.
Absolutely.
Not that she needed them because she already had them.
No, and I mean, and this will be taking place live in New York City on September 10th. So it hasn't occurred yet. You can actually get tickets and watch it. I cannot think of anything I would enjoy less than watching Cody talk to Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
Like I don't care for Cody. I know I'm in the minority,
Yeah.
but like he kind of
It's just
is.
not your jam.
He's just not my jam.
Yeah.
You know, and then neither is she. So like
Yeah.
I am not the demo.
You know how like you see some celebrities and you're like, I bet if we met, we would be friends.
Opposite.
And like with Gwyneth Paltrow, I'm like, I bet if we met, it would be really awkward.
You know what Gwyneth Paltrow reminds me of? That show Sirens, the lead character
Yeah,
in
I think
Sirens.
that's kind of what. Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
there are a lot of similarities, and like, no, I would not enjoy.
Yeah.
I just would not enjoy that experience. So, no.
yeah. I'd be like, if I'm going to meet somebody podcast famous, I'd just be like, I don't know, the Smartless team. Okay.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. I just can't help but wonder what topics because he's so sarcastic
Yeah.
and snotty. Like, how is that?
And
Like,
she's so touchy feely.
how is that going to work? Like,
Yeah.
is he going to be fake and act like everything's cool? Or is he going to be sarcastic and she has like pre-approved topic? Like, I just really wonder how this is going to go.
Well, you could buy tickets.
Nah.
This
No.
is how they reel you in. This is how you get gooped.
Ew.
I just coined a phrase for him.
I do not want to be gooped by Cody Rigsby.
Get
Oh.
gooped. Well, I'm going to go on a limb and say you're not his normal goop target.
Fair. I will say at least this picture has a picture of him without his mustache. I am so against that mustache. It needs to go. It needs to just get off of his face. Not a fan.
Kristin McGee.
Sorry.
I'm moving along.
I know.
Kristin, silly rabbit segues are for kids. Kristin McGee is teasing her next move.
She is, yeah. So she posted last week that she was going to be working out with people again soon. My inbox became flooded instantly.
It was Jennifer Jacobs all over again.
It was, but not because when I
then
reached,
she wasn't like, and Peloton sucks.
well,
Yeah.
and I reached out to Kristin and I was like,
Hey, FYI.
does this mean you're coming back to Peloton because people think that you are?
Yeah.
And like,
You don't want to go through that.
and she was like, oh no, I'm not coming back to Peloton. I just have some other exciting stuff coming and I'm not ready to talk about it yet because I'm in the middle of like rolling all of it out. And she's got a marketing plan and
That doesn't involve shitting on Peloton.
it does not.
Presumably. We have not seen the marketing plan.
Listen,
but
every time I talk to Kristin McGee, she is like, she loves Peloton. She says nothing but
Yeah.
glowing things about Peloton. And she definitely hopes to come back in a guest instructor format. I think if Peloton asks, she'd come back if she could as a regular instructor. But now she's moved, so I don't even know. But,
sure.
but anyway, the point being that like she's got some really big stuff coming. And I think we're going to get to hear about it very soon. And it sounded like we only had to wait a few weeks. I don't want to get ahead of her though. But,
Yeah, for sure.
But she did ask that I not, talk about what the plans are. But I can say what they're not. and it's not coming back to Peloton.
Right.
And that is how you handle things in a classy manner.
Right.
And you don't, try to get a bunch of people riled up. I mean,
like that's the difference is like to the extent that people thought it was about Peloton, it was their misinterpretation. And then she corrected that where Jennifer Jacob, that was obviously
it was on purpose.
That was purposeful from the get-go.
I want to give a little update on Jennifer Jacobs too. We'll do that on the bonus.
Ooh.
I get a little saucy.
Okay.
Don't let me forget tomorrow when we record.
Will not.
Okay.
Peloton artist collaborations.
The latest artist series features Oasis, which is comforting for people our age because it's someone we've heard of.
It gives us great comfort.
Yes.
It does. Although, for all the people saying, oh, it's such great timing, can I just point out for the millionth time that, like, the artists work with Peloton for years to come up with timing for these. These contracts are not, like, negotiated the week before.
Right.
This is done years in advance
Part
often.
of an elaborate marketing campaign, which is fine. Like
it absolutely is fine. It's just, I just don't think that people's minds realize that. Like, so many people are like, oh, it's just such great timing because he's touring in the UK.
Yep.
Yeah, that was purposeful, guys.
Yeah.
And I just have to point out that, like, so many people, when artists team up with Peloton, they give them a whole bunch of assets. Like, they'll say, here's our new album or whatever, and they give them pictures and they give them press photos.
It's called an EPK.
Go ahead.
An electronic press kit.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, these two dudes are so weird, and they always have been.
Sure.
Like, they're just very, like, we only want to do things our way. Like, they're very much like that. They've always been like that. And so I knew that we needed to be careful when we posted about it in our upcoming, because we said, hey, all these artists are coming up for the month of August. So I went to a bunch of different websites, and the only one that had a picture that was credited appropriately was Sony Music. And it had the same picture that every single place was using.
Yes.
And I was like, so they have one press photo.
Right. This is the photo.
But if I had done that with any other artist, we would not be using the same photo that came out. But every other outlet, including the one that Peloton posted, was the same one that we had used. And people were like, how is that possible? Because these two are so weird.
Yeah.
There was only one photo available.
Yeah.
And they don't want to get sued.
And they haven't been together. Like a lot of bands.
I know, you can't just go and use something from the 1990s.
Right. They haven't been together for so long. A lot of bands have been together, for the last 30 years, or they've been together on and off for 30. These guys haven't played together in, I think, 25 years. So there isn't a backlog of photos of them together because they were fighting with each other for so long. And so they're probably, if you want anything remotely current, like that's probably all you got.
It is.
I remember a million years ago when I was working at the rock club in town, and before the bands, especially at the club level, were really good about sending you assets, and you just had to go find them to build your show posters and stuff. It was a all-girl metal group called Kitty, and we did the poster, and we took the picture. We got a picture, and we put it on there, and they came in, and they were like, at settlement, they were like, that poster you made was bullshit. They were so mad because they're like, that girl's not even in the group anymore. We changed. You should have researched this better. And I'm like, hang on. I go to my computer, kitty.org. Here's the main page of your website, and it's the same picture. And the guy's like, oh. Yeah. And I was like,
yeah.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I don't know who's in Kitty.
Yeah, like, how would you know that?
Yeah.
Especially because the internet was still pretty new at that time.
Yeah, it's early 2000s, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there were definitely websites and it was out there, but like not as easy to load things, easy to send things, that was one of the things that tipped me off that these two were so weird. I went to their website and they had no press photos on their website. None. And I was like, oh my God, you guys are just pains in the asses.
Yeah, they're kind of famous for it.
I know they are. Yeah. I know they are. And hey, I still love their music. I love it. I mean, I only love like the hits. I am totally a hit girl for these guys, but like, I love their hits so much. I can't wait to hear it. And maybe they'll even tour in the U.S. and then it'll be...
Yeah, they are. They're playing Chicago.
It won't be good timing for this artist series, though.
Yeah. Well, there's Peloton UK, too.
That's true.
Coming up after this, we are going to talk about content. All the classes that you should be scoping out. We waded through them, whittled them down to the most important ones, and we're going to say them to you right after this.
New content.
Sorry if that break was longer. We just had to do some extra last-minute wheedling down. We had some late entries to the TCO top 5. It was almost a top 6. And then we were like, absolutely not.
Get out of here.
Absolutely not. So we rejected the 6th one. We will now give you the 5.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
Your favorite run?
Well, I am partial.
Well, yes.
But it's taught by Susie Chan. It's a 30-minute 80s run, and it aired on July 28th at 5:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I actually have not gotten to take this class, and this review is making me want to take this class because Becky Kithert Gomez says that she always likes Susie's pace target runs, but her 30-minute 80s run was extra fun since the playlist was inspired by the 40th anniversary of Live Aid. She loves the way Susie structures her pace target runs, and anyone who's around 50 years old will love the playlist. I love that documentary we watched about Live Aid. And wait, it wasn't Live Aid, was it? What was that one? Everybody was in studio. It was like one night, the biggest night in music.
That was for the recording of We Are the World.
We Are the Right.
Which is Live Aid adjacent.
Exactly.
But, yeah.
So I think that's why my brain just went there. But like the Live Aid concert that was really cool. And I remember that when I was a little kid. Like I remember all the music coming out of that. And I was like, that's so cool. So I'm very much looking forward to taking this class. It went on the list. Number
2, your favorite foam rolling.
We think this is the first time that a foam rolling class has ever entered the top 5.
Okay.
But Sonia Norman loved this class taught by Hannah Corbin back in November of 23. And it's a 10-minute foam rolling chest and back. Sonia says she usually hates stretching and foam rolling, but she loved this class. She did it after a long run, and it was perfect for loosening up tight back and shoulders. In fact, it felt so good, I'm going to make it part of my daily routine. Ooh. Hannah won me over.
Okay. Number 3, your favorite outdoor walk run.
Karen Smith is the one that nominated this. It was taught by Andy Spear. It was a 60-minute walk plus run from October of 24. And she loved this class because it had great music selection and the way that Andy has this subtle cheering you on way. He's not an in-your-face cheerleader, but in a calm, continuous voice of encouragement. It was a great class to get outside and enjoy that morning sunshine.
Number 4, your favorite ride.
Okay, so this is another one I'm really excited about because I love Benny Adami and I love his energy. And he has brought the sing-along to Germany. Okay. So this is called 30-minute Dein Concert, which I believe in all of my German ways of knowing that means the concert.
That's a hot take.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, this was taught, his newest one was taught on July 29th. It is his new signature series. Carol Swinkanos said, if you like Jen Sherman's mixtape or yacht rock rides, you'll like this one. I do use the subtitle feature, and Benny said this will be a new signature series for him. He has another one that was dated June 14th.
And finally, your unstackable.
Multiple people came in for this one. It was a 120-minute Power Zone endurance ride, the first taught by Ben Aldis, and it was taught on July 27th. Sherry Lacey Sullivan told us this class left her in a puddle. She said the class was tough but amazing. I was dripping in sweat, and with 20 minutes left, my legs were already hurting. Ben knew what to play to get us to the end. Tina Turner, The Best, Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer, and Queen, We Will Rock You.
Okay. Taking a look at this week at Peloton, we have Power Pilates with Emma.
I don't know what a Power Pilates is, but I'm interested to check it out. This was Emma's first Pilates class live, and it was taught from London because, you know, the New York studios are closed.
That makes sense.
So there was a lot of fun stuff happening here. It took place on August 5th, and I don't know what Power Pilates is, like I said, but I'm curious to find out. So more about that. I don't really have a lot to say.
Daily meditation with Anna.
So you might remember a few months ago, Peloton started doing this thing where they had like one instructor put out a meditation and then like you're supposed to take it every day
Okay.
for a week. And then you kind of like see how you feel because you did the same thing every day. Well, Anna is up this week. It's a 10-minute and it started on August 4th and you would take it every day to see how you feel.
Okay. We've also got a Disney 2000s ride with Camila.
Yeah, this is, we've got that new collection of Disney, which is like the throwback, which apparently is the 2000s. It's weird to me. I'm just old.
Yeah.
Camila enjoyed doing this and people enjoyed taking it, and it had a bunch of, they call it the golden era. I'm going to have to disagree. That is not Disney's golden era. But I guess when you're really young,
I guess.
and don't know what's happening.
I was like, no, that's not. It's like they weren't even doing hand-drawn stuff. Like, that doesn't count. Yeah. There's a walk run with Kirsten.
Yeah, it's coming up this Sunday on August 10th. It's going to be a 60-minute walk plus run. And it will be, I wonder if this will be, since it's Sunday, if she'll do like her intention setting Sunday. She does those usually. So we'll see about that. But it takes place this Sunday on August 10th at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. I will not be taking it because that is way too early to be awake on a Sunday morning.
Agreed. Rebecca Kennedy has a new strength program. It's called 5-Day Express. I'm just going to tell you, if I ordered something and it took 5 days to get it to me, that's not express.
The express part is that each workout is only 20 minutes long.
I stand by my statement.
Okay. Well, the other interesting thing about this is that it is on the Strength Plus app, but also on the Peloton app.
Getting a little free taste. You get your first one for free.
But not quite, because they are completely different programs.
What now?
One has kettlebells, one does not. It's really weird. Like, it's the same workout, but it's also not the same workout because it uses different equipment depending on which app you're on.
That's so weird.
I know.
You know where my head's going is a pop culture thing.
Okay.
But now I have to say it because
Okay.
you know how I am.
I do.
So
Here we go.
In the 70s, there was this movie called Caligula, which was...
I hate that name.
Yeah, it's famous because it was like basically the guy who ran Penthouse, whose name I'm forgetting, did it where he's like, we'll make a dirty movie, but like we'll make it with Hollywood production values. And like Malcolm McDowell was in it, like a name actor. And it's famously dirty, but also famously bad. And they just put out a new version of it.
Okay.
Like a new edit. And this guy went through because they had spent so much money on this movie. He went through and completely created a new version of the movie. Not like put deleted scenes in it. He completely reconstructed the entire film with alternate takes. So like it's the same movie but entirely different footage.
That's bonkers.
And supposedly it's actually pretty good.
But the time that had to have taken.
But like supposedly it's a market improvement over what was initially released. But yeah, like it's like the entire movie is a deleted scene. You get the same movie, but just totally different, even though it's with all the same actors and set pieces.
That's fascinating.
I do not know if Caligula has kettlebells, but I think it's a little weird in spots, so it could. It could have kettlebells.
You know,
I don't know.
We don't judge.
Yeah, so
who am I kidding? We totally judge.
we absolutely judge. We just don't say it on the show. That's
Right.
what Patreon is for.
That's
all the judgments over on Patreon.
Totally. If you want to hear the judgment, hop over there.
Yeah. So Hannah Frankson has a Carnival celebration ride for you.
Yes, she does. And this is the third year in a row that I think that it's popped up, but it's maybe 4. She really loves doing these, and it's always a fun time. So that's going to be taking place on August 23rd at 9:30 a.m. I think Eastern, but it's hard to say because I don't know who took the screenshot, so I don't know. I don't know what time zone they were in.
That's fair. Yeah. So if you like Germany and you like summer break, boy, are you in for a treat.
Yeah, these are always fun. They have a bunch of different classes coming up. There's Cliff and Eric doing a ride. There's Eric and Jeffrey doing a run. There's a walk with Mela and Nico. And then, hold on, I went the wrong way. Then there's a 30-minute 2-for-1 summer break ride with Charlotte and Mila. And there is a 2-for-1 summer break full body strength with Asal and Marcel. So those are some really fun classes all coming up the week of August 8th and 9th. So you're going to see that drop over the weekend, which will be really cool.
Peloton birthdays.
The August birthday extravaganza continues. This week we've got 3.
Okay.
It's Olivia Amato on August 8th, Christine D'Ercole on August 11th, and Rebecca Kennedy on August 13th.
Happy birthday to Olivia, Christine, and Rebecca.
So that brings this episode to a close. Until next week, where can people find you?
People can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Crystal D. O'Keefe. They can find me on Threads, Blue Sky, Instagram, and the Peloton leaderboard at Clip Out Crystal.
And you can find me on Threads and Blue Sky at Tom O'Keefe Jr. or on Facebook at facebook.com/Tom O'Keefe. You can find the show online at facebook.com/The Clip Out. While you're there, like the page, join the group, and of course, don't forget our Patreon, $5 a month, all sorts of bonus content, ad-free episodes, early episodes, and we like that. So that's it for this one. Thanks for tuning in. Until next week, keep pedaling
And running.
and rowing.
Bye.